learn together, pass together, grow together. So, you gotta get yourself connected. I'm going to say something painfully obvious that somehow still gets skipped all the time. Networks don't happen by magic. I know, deep thought, right? But seriously, before you configure anything, before you assign an IP address, before you configure anything, before you assign an IP address, before you make example shop the most big cool empire on the planet, you have to connect stuff together physically, correct? On purpose. And that's why these skills matter. I was fighting the urge to fall into that old song in my head, like you gotta get yourself connected, because honestly, that's the whole point here. Router, switches, wireless access points, servers, endpoints, all of it has to talk somehow. If you don't know the kinds of connections available, what they can handle, and where they make sense, you are guessing. And guessing in IT is expensive, right? Why this matters at example shop? Let's make this real with example shop. We have got a growing shop, maybe multiple location before long, and every part of the business depends on reliable connectivity. The point of sale system needs the network. The guest Wi-Fi needs the network. The back office system needs the network. The security cameras, the VoIP phones, the wireless access points, all of it lives or dies by the cable, connector, or wireless medium we choose. Now you might be thinking that okay, a cable is a cable. Actually, no, it's not. That's the trap. One type of cabling might be perfect for a short run between devices in small office, while another is built for long distance, high speed connections where copper just can't keep up. Some idea with wireless, it gets the job done in some places, but not every place. And definitely not every purpose, not for every purpose. That's the key. If I wire example shop the wrong way, maybe things still work for a little while. That's what makes this tricky. Bad design often limps along just enough to fool you. Then the morning rush hits, transactions slow down, cameras start dropping, voice calls sound awful, and suddenly the network isn't some abstract IT concept anymore, it's a business problem. The dangers of wrong cables. I have seen in the real world. I mentioned a recabling job for a casino where they had category 3 unshielded twisted pair, which is an old copper cabling standard that just can't handle modern network demands. That's not a tiny inconvenience, that's a full on infrastructure problem. If you are trying to run today's traffic over yesterday's wiring, you are going to hit a wall. And here is the thing that if you don't know what category 3 even means or why fiber optics cable is different from traditional copper, then you can't make a smart decision. You are stuck relying on luck. And luck is a terrible network architect. You need to know the medium, the speed, the distance limits, and the characteristics that make one connection type better than other. So in this scale, I'm helping you build that foundation. I want you to look at a connection type and know what it is, what it's good at, where it falls short, and why you choose it. That's not just exam knowledge, that's the kind of stuff that saves you from expensive mistakes when you are actually building something. What you are learned to see by the end of the section, you will be able to understand connection types, their capacity, and the key characteristics that matter when you are building a network. Capacity just means how much data that connection can carry. And some links are built for lightweight communication. Others are absolute monsters designed to move huge amount of traffic at very high speed. Hang on. This is one of those areas where people get overwhelmed because there are a bunch of names flying around, category, ratings, fiber types, connectors, standards, wireless generation, all that. Don't let that freak you out. We are going to layer this one piece at a time so you don't feel like somebody dumped a box of cable on this floor and said, figure it out. Okay, so what I really want is for you to start seeing network like a builder, not just, oh, cool, that device plugs in there. I mean, seeing the connection as a design choice, you pick copper when it makes sense, you pick fiber when distance or speed demands it. You understand what wireless gives you and what trade offs come with it. That's a big shift, right? So, and once you see that, a lot of the rest of networking starts making more sense because the network is no longer this magical cloud where data somehow moves around. You begin to understand the road system unedited. So I hope you don't read through this and think, okay, this is just cable trivia. It's not. This is practical design making. If we are building out example shop, I need you to know enough to choose the right physical and logical connection for the job. Because the wrong choice creates bottlenecks, wasted money, and future headaches. There are few big things you will be learn to evaluate as we go. What type of connection you are looking at, how much data it can carry, what distance it can support, where it fits best in a real network, what trade-offs come with using it. That's the stuff that turns random facts into usable skill. Anybody can memorize a standard name. I want you to know why it matters. So the lesson is really the why. Why bother learning connection types at all? Because if you want to build a network that actually works, one that support registers, Wi-Fi, cameras, phones, and all the growth that comes from the example shop, then you need to know the roads your data is traveling on. Otherwise, you are just building blind. Okay?